How we doing, man? Hopefully you guys had a good day, a good week. Honestly, this week has been pretty frustrating for me. I'm really not gonna lie. Just Monday, bank holiday, didn't trade at all. Tuesday, can't really remember. I think Tuesday was break even day. Yesterday was a break even day, and today is pretty much a break even day. So really frustrating week, man. It's really been difficult. Yesterday actually was a small loss. We lost a trade. We lost the 5 minute long here. Well, we didn't lose. We made back our money here, and we're trying to short to these equal lows and lost money. And then this was a break-even day where I kind of got chopped up early here and then made some back here, but cut it early, and I should have caught this move. So this was a good buy model. This was a nice day. I just traded bad. This was a good shorting opportunity. I just didn't trade well there. And then we had yesterday, which was here. Honestly, again, could have traded it better. Didn't trade it too bad. Yeah, we just could have done better. Didn't do bad. It's not the end of the world. You're going to have weeks like this, and I'm going to have weeks like this. And it's hard to have weeks like this when I haven't been, getting the results I want, because you start thinking, will I get results? Can I get results? Stuff like that. You start doubting yourself. Self-doubt's been the biggest thing I've been trying to combat, because I think it is the only thing that matters. And I was talking to a friend about this, and I think self-doubt in trading really is the only thing that holds you back from succeeding, because I'm confident that I have enough knowledge with trading and the confluences to get into trades. But I don't have, the self-belief that I need to be able to hold my trades right, to be able to not crash out when I lose, to not over leverage, to not revenge trade. All those things are very important, right? That comes with time. That's why experience in the market's really important, is just because you have to see it over and over, right? Some people might trust something a lot quicker, might know something a lot easier. But for me, it takes me a little bit to just see it happen over. And man, there's a massive bug over on my wall I got to get. Okay. Got some ants in my room, man. And I don't even eat down here, so it's kind of annoying. But anyways, yeah, I mean, you have to believe in yourself, man. And it sounds corny and it sounds cringy, but you have to believe in what you're doing. Otherwise, it just will never work, right? I am confident that I can read the market well, that I've learned a lot, that I know what I'm looking for, that I can find good trades. Then where's the disconnect? The disconnect is when I, FOMO into a trade, right? And yeah, you shouldn't FOMO. You shouldn't take bad trades. You shouldn't be focused on the P&L and stuff like that. But those are stuff that, there's a reason why those are common things people say to not do, is because they're a common issue and mistake that traders make. So I'm making a mistake that I've been looking at for the last forever. My biggest mistake, on top of FOMO, greed, all these other things, my biggest mistake is not holding my trades. I've been making this mistake. I was watching an old video yesterday, some of my oldest ones, and I've been making the same mistake, just not holding my trades for a long, long time. 9 months, almost 9 months, almost a year. Well, I mean, since I've been doing it, since I've been trading. And that should, for some people, that might be such a negative thing. Like, oh my gosh, I've been doing it for 9 months. I've been making the same mistake for 9 months. But the way I try and look at it is that I can fix it, right? I'm struggling with an issue. I have control to fix it, right? Should I hold my trades better? Yes. Should I focus on my P&L? No, I shouldn't. Should I trade the charts and just worry about the charts and what the charts tell me? Yes. I understand these things, but I'm not putting them in practice because I don't believe in myself enough, right? And again, it sounds corny, it sounds dumb, but if you don't believe in it, it's not going to work. And right now, I guess I just don't believe in myself the way I need to. I don't believe in my strategy, because if I know my strategy works, I've seen it over and over. And it's just going to take that conditioning, that constant experience and conditioning that says, this works. This works. It works all the time. You're constantly going to win. And if you lose, it's fine, because you're going to make money back in the long run. And it's so hard, because I'll sit there and I'll take unnecessary losses, paper cuts here, paper cuts there, and it's small loss, small loss, small loss, and then good trade, and I don't manage it that well, but it's a good trade, and then there's just all these mistakes I keep making, and it's fine, and I have to be positive looking at them, because if I come at it from a negative, it's never going to get better, right? If I look at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I still making this mistake? I hate this about myself. I need to get better here. If I'm just focused on the negatives, it will never get better. I have to focus on the positive things. Okay, these are the mistakes I'm making. Okay, why am I making this mistake? Okay, well, I just don't trust my model that much. I have all the confidence in the world in my trading ability and my model, but I don't have confidence in live markets and live conditions and live conviction. And that's something I can work on. That's something that I work on every single day when I come into markets and I take trades and I look for entries and I get into a trade. I get into a trade because I'm confident in it. How many times have you guys seen me take a good trade and I mismanage, I get out early, stuff like that? That doesn't change the fact that I took a good trade. I had confidence in the setup to say, hey, this looks good. There's a light bulb that went off and said, hey, this looks good. I need to get in. And then it's the emotion when I'm in, the trade, the P&L, these different things, these different factors, and it shakes me out. But it doesn't take away from the fact that I saw the trade. I had sound reason. I had sound logic. It wasn't just, oh, I'm just going to get in here. It was, I have this confidence, this confidence, this confidence, all makes sense to me. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I expect. And I mess it up. And that's fine, because that means that I'm on the right track. It means I'm finding good setups. I mean, I'm finding the right things. And if I'm finding the right things, it just is going to be a mental switch. And eventually someday I'm just going to turn that thing off that tells me, get out of the trade, get out of the trade. And I'm just going to turn it off. And I'm going to be able to do it, right? And it's easier said than done. And if anyone else is struggling with that, holding trades, not holding trades, trust me, I understand. It's tough. It's so frustrating, because it just feels like, why can't I just do this, the things I know I need to do? Why can't I just wait for my A+ setup, right? Why do I get, involved in these setups that aren't that good, and they're not really my model, and they're kind of halfway there, and they're kind of just scalpy, and I'm just kind of hoping for price to go somewhere, right? Why do I get involved in that? And that's something I ask myself all the time, and if I sit there and dwell on it, it makes me really frustrated, makes me really upset, and it just brings me down, and it makes me feel like I'm never going to get there. So the trade I took today was off open, right? We had the opening range, and we had data highs here, this wick right here. We were selling off, and we had been selling off, so I wrote down in Notion right here. I'll bring this up. In Notion, I had written down that market is super bearish, but I can't short this low, so we'll be looking for a big pullback to go short or a great long setup. I have to stay disciplined and patient today. These are my pre-market thoughts. So I recognized that today was very bearish, and that longs probably weren't going to be the best thing ever, and that shorts weren't really ideal, right off open, because we had no structure. So off open, we sell off, we kind of stall here. We put in an SMT with ES and NQ right here. We did not take the low on ES. We did not take the low, as you can see right here. And then we had this fair value gap right here. We came in, we held it, and then we made an order block right here that we never traded to. But then when we closed above it right here, I jumped in longs, and I went in with 2 micros. I wasn't risking even that much, but I went in with 2 micros, risking about, I guess, with that 20-point stop, that would be 40, 80 bucks. Targeting the data high, and then I ended up trailing my stop loss to this high because I expected it to be bearish. So I ended up trailing my stop around this high here, which was 22 points. So I trailed it a little bit underneath. That's how I ended up making the $37. And then the runner got stopped at break even. I don't hate this trade because it's early, right? We don't know if we're going to just continue selling off. It's a higher chance, right? I'd say it had 75-80% chance of being just a big sell-off today because of the way the market was moving. But I didn't have, I saw a setup and I acted on it, right? After this happened, after it failed, I recognized that, and especially after we just kept selling off, really after we got this move, I knew that there's going to be no good opportunities the rest of the day. And I knew that there wasn't going to be anything for me to do. And my first reaction was, gosh, man, I wish I could take something. Like, I want to make some money because it's Friday, and, then I have to wait 2 days, and then, whatever. And it's so hard to sit here and not be able to do anything and not be able to benefit my account right now. And my account's sitting at 1,515, and I haven't really been trading that good, right? You guys know this account I got here because of luck and gambling. So I just wanted to prove, I didn't get to prove to myself this week that I could take a good trade. I had a good trade, but I didn't get to have a good day where I made money, right? I didn't get to prove that to myself. I got this account was at 1,500 to start this week. And when we gambled it last Friday. And then out of nowhere, we have this whole week and I break even 3 days in a row. And it's just and some of the days I just doing bad trades and I just didn't get to feel any satisfaction. And I feel like that's where I'm making the disconnect in my mind is I associate winning and having winning days as a feeling that translates to, oh, I'm getting better. I'm feeling more confident. And I put my confidence in winning days, which is understandable for sure. It makes sense. But I shouldn't put so much of my confidence into winning days. I should put my confidence in following my rules, sticking to my stop loss, sticking to my stop limit on the day, 250, whatever I have it at, 300. Anything under 400 is fine for me. But I should stick to my stop limit, not change it, not keep going in and trading, not doing X, Y, and Z. That should be where I get confidence. I should have confidence losing, right? I don't have confidence losing right now. And there's just so much frustration and just kind of anticipation building up of okay, I'm getting better. But then I'm just not, I'm not performing the way I can because I'm putting so much expectations into my mind of this, that, and the other, instead of just saying, hey, look, where's a great setup? The best trade of the day would have been taking a short right here because we swept this high, we were delivering from this 5-minute fair value gap. We had a 5-minute here. We failed to go higher, right? Super, super bearish. And then we inverse right here and we trade back up to it and then start selling off, right? You could trail some here, taking some profit, or taking a stop to break even and let the trade run because this is a very clear sell day. The reason I didn't take it, again, this is a good trade. The best trade really for the day. You really can't get any better unless you just literally short it off open. So this is the best trade of the day, no matter what. I mean, maybe something like up here, but besides getting something in here, this is the best trade of the day, or just shorting this high. The reason I didn't take it is simply because that's one of the things I just can't get myself to do is short, right, when we're doing a move like this. This was yesterday's close. This was the opening range gap. We didn't even touch the opening range gap. We opened and sold off. Or we went up about 10, 14 points in the opening range gap. The opening range gap is 200 points. We didn't sweep any liquidity. What we did have was an SMT with the data highs. So ES did take out these highs. So that could generate the move lower. If we pull up the 15-minute, right? ES did sweep out the data highs in this fair value gap. But we didn't have anything that made me feel comfortable, and I don't like shorting right here, right? I don't like shorting when our low of day is 22 points. And we've been selling off since news even. Just news alone, we've sold off 150 points. So that's why I didn't take the trade. It doesn't mean that it wasn't a good trade. I just didn't have confidence with it because I just don't feel comfortable shorting when we're that far down. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Today is an outlier day. This is not always how the market moves, right? We don't just see straight down moves. That's just not how it works. So I can't be, disappointed today, right? When I look at today, the only two good setups I saw were here to go long, and it was all right, and it would have been break-even play or small take profit, and then this short. And then everything else I wouldn't want to touch, right? This is a fake long setup right here, right? This would look nice because, it's an inversion, right? But when you really look at this, it's jumping on this inversion almost means nothing when there's no structure, right? On the higher time frame, we are just selling off because of this was the election pump. We are just selling off because there wasn't really an opportunity for buyers or sellers here. So we're rebalancing price. We could be putting it at a top for a long time. We have a lot of equal lows here, some lows down here, some lows down here that we could come down and try and hunt, right? this was a crazy move. This happened during the election just overnight, basically, right? We just pumped up and pumped up. So it makes sense, right? So that long, even though this was, it was a 1 minute fair value gap inverse. And we have all this, we definitely have some room to go to the upside. And I think that we could push a move to equilibrium of this move down for sure, right? It wouldn't be unrealistic. But you can't try and predict bottoms and tops trading ICT inversions, right? When you trade an inverse fair value gap, you're not going to get the bottom. On a day like this, I've seen it over and over and over where you think, oh, maybe this one can work out, and it just won't. And maybe it does, but it doesn't have to. And why take a loss there? Why take a small loss trying to just say, this could pump a little bit. And then it just doesn't. And then you sit there and you're frustrated, and now you're getting chopped up because, you wanted to take that trade because, maybe it can go up here and give me a quick whatever. And, yeah, man, there's just a lot of just built up frustration with my trading recently that I'm going to have to try and take this weekend, just reflect, man, and just realize I'm on the right path. I'm getting better. I'm doing the right thing. I'm showing up, and I just have to really, really keep locking in on my discipline, locking in on my emotions, and just keep my eyes on the prize, which is just getting better each day. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So, yeah, man, really nothing that I liked in this chart today, if I'm being honest. And this week's just been brutal, right? Tough week, break even 3 days. Not the best trading, but that happens, right? And there's nothing. It's not a big deal. I just need more self-belief, like I was talking about earlier. I just need more self-belief, more, more self-belief, more trust in the process, because that will just show up everywhere. That will show up in my trading. If I take a trade and I enter, I know that if I hit stop loss, it's no big deal. Then that's going to result in hitting more take profits. That's going to result in taking better winners. That's going to result in taking less bad trades because, I'm confident now. I'm holding my trades. If I'm finding good trades and my good trades are paying me out, why am I going to sit there and try and take a bad trade? Why am I going to take a setup that's like, I don't know. I don't know if I like this. I'm not going to sit there and take those trades because I don't need to anymore. So having the confidence, having the backing, having that belief is going to be key. And I just have to keep working on it, keep figuring it out, and just keep staying positive, man. It really is all it is. Just being positive and starting to just trust myself, give myself the freedom to be like, you know what? I didn't win today, but I saw the market, I learned, I got better. So next week, my only focus is just my rules and my discipline and my mindset, because I know that if I can have a good week next week, I don't want a single mistake that isn't in my control. I don't know if I said that right. But I only want to take losses if it's the market beating me. And that's it. I want to only take good setups where I'm like, yep, this setup, I'm happy to lose this setup. I took some setups this week that I wasn't really like, I'm happy to lose this. I want to only take setups that I'm very, very happy to lose. I want to only take trades I'm like, you know what, I'm taking this every single time. I also want to hold my trades where I'm like, you know what, this is exactly how I would want to hold it. If I was the trader I wish I was and could be, this is how I would hold my trade. And I want to do that. So I want to take the good setups, hold the good trades, and watch. I'll just give it for a demonstration, right? We just got an inverse here. We have these highs that I expect to run. We're going to go in with a few micros here, or through contracts on the what is this called? Practice account, right? We want to see at least this high. And we'll see, right? This is really slow. It could work, but that's just like, if you're trading your actual account, why would you take that trade? But anyways, next week, I want to only take great setups where I'm like, if I lose on this, I would take it again. I only want to hold my trades right. I'm in, no second guessing, no whatever. I'm going with proper size, and I want to go with proper size. I'm going to have a certain amount of risk. Say, hey, I'm taking one trade a day, or hey, I'm taking 2 trades a day, whatever. I'm risking 200, 250, whatever. I set my risk, I set my targets, and I take good trades, and And that's all I care about. I don't care if my account's down or up on the week. I only care about being happy with the performance that I put in. And recently I haven't been happy with how I've been performing. So I really, it's like I just wish I could do next week and do all the good things next week so I could build that confidence. But I'm going to have to wait this weekend. I'm going to have to wait through the week to do that, right? I have to wait a whole week to be able to have good days. I have to wait till Monday to have a good Monday. I have to wait till Tuesday. And I have to wait till next Friday to have a good week. So it's frustrating because when you're not on a good spell, you can't just snap your fingers and everything is better, right? You can't just snap your fingers and say, oh, well, we're all sunshines and rainbows now. We had a great day, great week. It's not that simple. That's where the patience comes in with the process. That's where the mental discipline, the emotional control is, because then when I show up on Monday and I take a loss, will I crash out? Will I make more mistakes? Maybe, but I can't do that, and I can't know if that's gonna happen until Monday. So I have to just prepare myself and mentally be ready to do great on Monday and then the next week, and then I can take that week and say, hey, we just had a great week. This was a great week. We had an unbelievable trading week where we did all the right things and we just followed our plan, and then I can take confidence, I can take enjoyment, I can take satisfaction and say, you know what, I didn't make a single mistake. And that's not realistic to make no mistakes, but I shouldn't be making as many as I do, and it should be very few and far between. And if anything, it should be hindsight mistakes. It should be, oh yeah, looking back, but in the moment it should be full conviction, full confidence, and there should be no halfway trades. No, this could work. It should be, man, this is a setup I'm taking every time. Everything aligns. I'm going to hold my trade. Boom. And I'm excited to see. And see, man, this is paper. Took it as an example. Obviously, it's not a great setup, but you think, the market can't keep going down. As soon as you think the market can't do something, it will teach you. It will teach you every single time. When you think the market can't do something, it will teach you every single time that it can do whatever it wants. And again, this is not a great setup, but you just think, we inversed this last gap. We haven't moved up at all, really. Let's see if we can go. And the market will humble you every single time. So that's my analysis basically for the week, right? I'm trying to keep it very positive with myself. I'm in a good spirit for how disappointed I am and how frustrated I feel. But I think I'm in a good mood, right, as well as I can be, right? I always want to do better, but I know that next week, it's a new week. You always have a new opportunity. The mistakes of the past and this week and last week, whatever, they don't define me, right? It's how I respond to it, how I can improve from it. That's how I get better. That's how I improve, and that's how I make real results. And, I mean, again, it's not simple. I can't just say, yeah, next week I'm going to follow my rules. But I'm the one that controls if I follow all my rules. So, in a sense, I do. I get to say, hey, I'm going to follow all my rules next week. And I'm going to try my absolute hardest to get in there and follow all my rules. Again, like I would say I would promise it, which I do. I promise I'm going to keep all my rules next week. But until I do it, right, I don't have it. Like, I have to build that trust in myself because I've proven over and over again that I can't trust myself. So I have to slowly build that trust by doing something hard, by doing something disciplined over and over, right? Just start doing disciplined things in my life so that I can build that. Okay, I can trust myself to do this. Okay, I can trust myself. You know what? Maybe I'm going to hold my trades bad. But then I'm trusting myself to, only take great setups. So maybe I'm still exiting my trade early, but at least I'm trusting myself to only take great trades. So I'm no longer taking the bad ones. I'm no longer revenge trading. I'm sticking to my rules, right? So I can trust myself. Okay, I can trust myself here. And then that trust will build onto the holding your trades right. And then you'll start holding the trades. And then I can start trusting myself there. So it's all about building trust with myself. And that's all I have to focus on. And next week, in my mind, I can't see a single way that I don't follow all my rules. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard. And it might not happen. But the great thing is I can always try again. And I can try again. And I can try again. And I can try again. And eventually, I will get it, right? Eventually, I will learn. Eventually, I'll get better. Because nothing is impossible if you really, really focus. And that's why people fail at trading. That's why people can't be consistent with trading. is because it is so hard. It is so hard to just follow your rules. You know what you need to do. Everyone that's been trading for more than 3 months, 4 months, maybe 6 months, knows exactly what to do. Maybe not chart-wise, maybe not technical analysis, maybe not that, right? Maybe they think they do, maybe they do, whatever, even if they do. But every single person will know, I have to follow my rules, whatever your rules are. I have to follow my system, my strategy, whatever your strategy and rules are. I have to take my trade and hold it properly. I can't over leverage. I can't revenge trade. Everyone learns that in the first 2 months, 1 month. You learn that the first day, right? But you don't understand it maybe for a few months, right? So that is why it's hard. That's why people fail. I know firsthand now. When people say 99% of traders fail or 90%, whatever the stat is, I understand now. And isn't that a meme on TikTok? I get it now, or I understand it, right? I didn't mean to say that, but or say it like that. It was kind of corny, but I understand it now. I understand why people fail at trading. People fail at trading, and I get it now because I can see how you can fail. Because I know the rules. I know the rules of the game. I know my system. I know my strategy, and I still don't follow it. So if you can't break that, you will never succeed, right? You will never succeed in trading. And that's why people fail. I didn't know, what was that made people fail? Is it the strategy that's hard? Oh, it must be hard to learn how to read the charts, right? It's not easy, but it's not hard. So what is it then? Why do people fail? Oh, well, psychology. What does psychology even mean? It means knowing the right thing, putting everything else aside, your ego, your hopes, your dreams, your whatever, and saying, look, I'm okay with, you have to be okay with losing to win, right? I have to be okay with losing to hold my trade right. I have to be okay with getting stopped out on a good trade if I want to be able to ever learn. If I don't ever let myself take trades or take losses, I won't be able to say, hey, that wasn't a good setup. Or, hey, this is a better setup. Because I didn't take the trade. So why do we fail? It's because first-hand account, I have seen it with myself. The only reason you fail is because it's so hard to master your mind. It's hard to say, look, this is what I have to do, and this is what I will do. Because I'll get into the market. I'll come into the market some days, and I'll say, look, this is what I have to do. This is what I'm going to wait for. And I won't do it. And time again, it burns me and burns me and burns me and burns me. And then eventually I say, I'm sick of it. And then it burns me again. And as you think you've killed it, it burns you again. And it gets you again. And that's where people fail. That's where I could say, look, I'm done. This is not possible. That's what I could say. But what do I say to that? I say, look, this is possible. I know it's possible. I am beating myself. When they say it's you versus you, everything these people say, you have to understand, is true. It's true. Maybe someone is a fake guru and they just copy someone else that said it before. But there's a reason these things get said. You versus you. Psychology is the hardest part. It's not because it's not true. It is because it is true that people say this. That's why it's the most common thing you hear. So I can see if I quit today, I didn't fail because of strategy. I didn't fail because of anything. I failed because I couldn't get myself to do the things I know I needed to do when I needed to do them, because I could not get the self-control to do it. So that's why next week I'm coming in and I'm going to just put all my focus, all my energy into just doing the right thing, because I'm tired of having a day like today where it's just where I feel bad because of this week. I didn't have a great week. So I'm tired of having just mediocre weeks and just frustrating weeks and frustrating days. We had a lot of frustrating days this week where it was just come on, man, just nothing, no gain. And instead of that mindset, I can say, hey, I did everything I was supposed to, and I got better. I need 1 week of doing all the right things the whole way through. and I can build on that. And that's all it is. Build, build, build. So, I know I can't fail. I know I will succeed, and you guys will see it. So, that's for the rant. But one thing I want to say is that last night, watching the Eagles game, it's kind of boring. And I was like, you know what? I had some money in crypto. I had some money in Fetch AI. It's called something else now. Got in on that in like November, a long time ago. It was up a lot. I didn't put that much in, but it was up a lot. It went to like $3, and now it's just at like $1.30. And I was like, dang, this is kind of boring. Like, it's not really moving. And I just see all this stuff about meme coins. And I saw how people turn like $20 into like 14K and like 3 million. I don't know if that's true. But I was like, you know what? Let me take some of the Fetch I have because I'm going to hold the Fetch anyways. It's up anyways. I threw $20 into a Phantom wallet, I think is what it's called. And I said, you know what? Let's buy some meme coins. And last night I put $20 into coins. I'm now all in on one coin. And we are up $106 from $20. And I am on the coin in question. We are on this coin right here. It is called the Jake Paul coin. Jake P. Jake Paul. Looks like that. Symbol Jake P. Right? This is not financial advice whatsoever. I'm not affiliated with this coin at all. I literally was buying random coins last night. And I saw this coin. It had like a 30,000 market cap. And I was like, okay, it's low market cap. Jake Paul fights tonight. So I was like, let me try it. So I threw like $2 in and it moved a little bit. And I was like, oh, let me just throw in like $10. And then I just went to sleep. And I expected to be at $0 because I just expected it to be a rug pull, which it still could be. Again, you could buy this coin at your own risk. It doesn't make me any money, so do not buy this thing if you don't have money, if you don't have anything to spare, and don't put more than like $10, like $5, like whatever's like pocket change to you. If you want to buy it, and I'm not even saying that you should buy it or whatever, because again, I'm not affiliated with this. I don't really condone this. I've already taken profits. I was up a good amount. I was up like to 150 or 137. I was up 137, I think. And I just took half because I was like, it was kind of stressing me out. And I was like, this thing's a rug pull for sure. So I took half off. So I've already made $30. I made $50 because I went in with 20 and I'm at 50 right now in my account that I locked in, like 55, whatever. So I made $30. I cannot lose on this. So that's another thing I want you guys to know. I cannot lose. I'm floating $52 extra in profit on the Jake Paul coin. And my goal is to flip this. I'm not going to put any more bread into meme coins at all whatsoever. But I'm trying to run this up to $1,000, and we're 10% of the way there. So we're at $109 right now. So we're actually, we could maybe hit $1,000. So that's just something. It's just Jake P is the symbol. I bought it on Phantom Wallet. And again, this is not financial advice at all. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't buy it. But that's something I'm in, so if you guys are curious, I don't know anything about it. Let me guys know any good meme coins that you guys like, and I'll check that out. But yeah, it's actually crazy that it can really move money like that around. And if I'm being honest, I'm selling half of my position an hour or two before the fight. I'm leaving some in just in case Jake wins and goes crazy, and then after the fight, I'm taking another half off, and I'm just gonna let the last thing go for another day, take half off, and then the last bit I'll just see what happens, right? That's my plan. So that's my plan, and I just wanted to mention it because I think it's cool, right? And I thought it was interesting. And if you want, you can follow me on Twitter. I've been posting on there. I only have 10 followers, and they're all bots. Like, they're literally not real people. So if you want to go there, I'll maybe link it in there. It's DB Trade, or not DB, my bad. Diego B Trades on Twitter. I know that there's gonna be barely into this video, so like maybe 2 people hear this, but yeah, check that out if you want. I've been posting stuff, literally just about random stuff. Like, I'll just be tweeting out random stuff. I don't know how Twitter works, but I thought, why not get on there? I literally don't know how it works, and I only have literal bots following me. So please go check out my Twitter if you want, and I'll keep. That's where I'll keep everyone updated on my meme coin run, and we're gonna try and go to a band. So yeah, go on there. Diego B Trades. I don't know how Twitter works. I'm gonna be completely honest, but I did get on there, and our coin is now our thing's at $110. So. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, it's crazy. And, yeah, again, one last disclaimer. That's not financial advice whatsoever. I don't condone meme coins, really. Like, if it's not money that you could just kiss away and you're just like, whatever, do not put it into anything, bro. Because I literally expected to just wake up with $0. This morning when it was just floating 150, I was like, dude, what do I do with this? Like, I'm just going to go to zero. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take off, make some little profit, and just let the rest go. So appreciate all the support on the videos. I want to end on that. It's a little positive outlook for the week, right? Frustrating week, but we'll be back. We'll follow rules, and we're gonna get this, man. It's not the end of the world, right? I don't need to build this thing overnight. Everything doesn't have to happen today, right? Even if I found a great trade today, it's not the end of the trading, right? Because the reality about trading is that even if you find one great trade, you're never gonna be retired, right, off one trade. You're going to need another one and another one. So why put so much focus on a good trade rather than just good habits, right? If you have the good habits and the good discipline, the good psychology, and the good, view on the market, then you're going to be good, right? You don't have to worry about everything else. You're going to let consistency do the heavy lifting. But if you're worried about just proving something like I am, then of course I'm going to have to wait for a good trade because, that tells me, oh, I did something good. Rather than just letting the results speak for themselves and say, hey, even if I take a banger trade and make $1,000, I'm not feeding myself and my family for the rest of my life off $1,000. So I'm still going to have to take another good one. So I don't need to put any care in the world on good trades. I just need to put emphasis on good habits. I'm just going to really, really lock in on that idea and really just think about that idea and just really attract that mindset and really put some effort and pray about it this weekend. Just really try and dial in on what I'm doing here, man. And yeah, again, it doesn't have to happen overnight because it will happen in due time. So again, I appreciate all you guys, and I will see you guys on Monday or maybe this weekend. Who knows? Whatever. But I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys. Peace.